A panic room is a nice-to-have item to many of the world's rich and famous, and they are actually a lot more common than you might have thought. But it's not something that comes cheap, and depending on what kind of disaster you want to keep safe from, they are fitted with way more than just food and water. Think air filtration systems, modern radio equipment, nuclear explosion-proof bunkers, and even electromagnetic field blockage systems. Let's just say the panic rooms we're about to take you on a tour of are geared for just about any type of threat. And the most luxurious one on our list will blow you away, no pun intended. For the most part of life, a panic room isn't exactly necessary. But if the COVID-19 pandemic taught us anything, it's that the world can change drastically and in a very short space of time. So it really should come as no surprise that more and more wealthy people are having top-class panic rooms installed in their equally top-class mansions. They aren't merely for heads of state anymore, but for just about anyone who deems their life incredibly valuable. And of course, for anyone who has of money to throw at it. Here are a few of the most luxurious panic rooms in the world. First up, the California home of LMP Agano, an iconic interior designer to the rich and famous. She has designed homes and even private yachts for stars like Nicolas Cage and Johnny Depp. Her home in itself is a bit of a safe haven. She built it at the very end of a twisted and confounding trail in Topanga. The home is notoriously difficult to get to, and for one very good reason. It's virtually paparazzi proof. The $4.5 million home boasts a panic room so incredible we wouldn't mind being rushed to safety in it. The safe room is fully apocalypse proof and its location is only known by its owners. Makes sense. You may however recognize it as the setting for Bruce Willis's 2005 film Hostage. Rest easy. You would be far more secure here than the film's Hostages, where the room can function completely off the grid. It's solar-powered and has a water purification system and a backup generator in case the electric grid does fail. Being in California for our next panic room inside a $26 million mansion, this home's panic room doubles up as a walk-in safe as well. It's completely bulletproof, powered by nothing but green energy, and decked out with custom cabinets and filtered ventilation to protect against airborne contaminants. If its owners ever do find themselves locked away in it, they will be able to make contact with the outside world using emergency phones and radios. But what good is that if you can't even assess the danger outside? Not to worry. This panic room even fitted with extensive security camera feeds, so its inhabitants will at least be able to know what is happening in the outside world. Our next panic room is tucked away so secretly you might think you're in a galaxy far, far away. Los Angeles is home to a mansion based on Star Wars, and its owners have a movie prop collection you can't even begin to put a price on. The home itself, however, is valued at $26.5 million, meaning cash is not something this family is short on. Its panic room might be connected to the grid, but should it? The room can sustain itself using solar panels and a backup generator. It also has a filtered air and water supply, a full digital security setup, modern radio equipment and entertainment system, and plush accommodation for its inhabitants. Whether the snacks are regular or movie-themed, we can't confirm. Should you ever get locked away in this panic room, being bored will definitely be the last of your worries. Imagine riding out an apocalypse while being surrounded by so much incredible memorabilia. The home of our next panic room is in Manhattan, and worth a jaw-dropping $50 million. We suspect a lot of that was spent on the safe room, seeing that it is fitted with a Faraday cage which can repel electromagnetic fields. Sounds a bit drastic? Just wait till we tell you about the home's most famous resident. The home itself is even fitted with bulletproof windows, so the fact that the panic room is enforced with hardened steel and a custom-built reinforced door should come as no surprise. Fitted with a host of other high-tech protective equipment that would survive just about any apocalyptic event. The room was built to house Josip Broz Tito, the president of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, after he survived an assassination attempt. One of the many, actually. This historical panic room kept Tito safe from harm for years and will certainly do the same for its future residents. We must say it's not that often that a panic room comes with references, but before we tell you more, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. While our next panic room is nothing short of amazing, we must say that even just the thought of having to ride out any kind of emergency in the actual home isn't one we would mind. Situated on the outskirts of Palo Alto lies a $53 million Santa Clara country mansion. The home itself offers just about anything you could ever need to survive an emergency, and it seems its panic room is just for some extra assurance. Aside from its pristine safe room, residents can take advantage of a personal climbing wall, indoor private cinema room, a basketball court, golf course, and a hockey rink to help them pass the time. The mansion's hidden safe room, however, is fully equipped to withstand home intrusions, pandemics, nuclear explosions, and even war-related events. It doesn't get much more luxurious than this, or does it? Sure it does. For paddock room to truly be effective, it also has to be a secret. Absolutely nobody should know where it is, and even fewer people should know how to access it, which makes our final panic room, or shall we say panic house, totally worthy of its title. The world's most luxurious panic room is actually an entire house. The home of Al Corby, security systems boss, is fitted with so many state-of-the-art security gadgets it will put just about any Bond film to shame when the situation genuinely presents itself. Corby is able to turn his home into one giant safety zone. The home is equipped with several expected gadgets, but also with the few you might never expect. Apart from a state-of-the-art security system complete with CCTV cameras all around, this home features bulletproof walls as well as windows. All doors are able to lock biometrically, and the windows of each bedroom are fitted with steel shutters that drop down in case of an emergency. Then there is his favorite feature of all, a gassing system in an emergency, and at the push of a button a gas is released and will fill up an entire space in mere seconds. The fog creates is said to be so thick you won't even be able to see your own hand in front of your face. The only thing that can see through the fog is a set of special security cameras, so if for instance, there is an intrusion in the home, you would ideally get yourself locked up behind one of those biometrical doors as soon as possible, release the fog, and then switch on these cameras to assess the situation. We're not going to lie, but that is pretty impressive. This home is even fitted with special escape staircases that lead to a helipad on the roof. Basically, this home is divided up into several safe spaces or panic rooms. Having your entire home panic room can cost as much as $4 million and should all of these features fail. The mansion does have one room, a bathroom that serves as a temporary safe room. Granted, this home is only geared towards protecting its inhabitants in the case of an intrusion, but the company owned by Al Corby also specializes in the construction of disaster shelter, and these are super impressive as well. He says that should a family be forced into one of his disaster shelters, they would be able to survive in them for generations. Given the fact that they were fitted with water supply systems and enhanced security systems, we were assuming the food situation would become a little dire, but we're sure he has that figured out as well. Or shall we say we hope he has. Who exactly is his clientele? Nobody knows, and we guess that's kind of the point. Almost like the first rule of Fight Club.